The Leap Foundation proudly presents the Meet the Mentor podcast with Dr. Bill Dorfman. Dr. Bill is a TV host, New York Times best-selling author, two-time Guinness World Book record holder, fitness guru, celebrity cosmetic dentist, and philanthropist who founded the Leap Foundation. Here's Dr. Bill.
Hey, this is Dr. Bill here. So we just got our brand new Leap brochures. Leap 2023 will be July 16th to the 23rd, and it will be epic. It will be our first full on 400 student Leap since this silly pandemic started, and we're really excited about it. So if you go on our website and you sign up before September 1st, you can sign up and get a great discounted fee. So please check out Leap, www.leapfoundation.com. Enroll for the 2023 program, and we're super excited, and it will be awesome. Today's mentor is a man that I've known for at least 5 years. His name is Dann Moss. He has been the Leap for 5 years as a mentor. Students love him. I love him. He's got an amazing and illustrious career that he's going to share with you. I'll give you a brief little intro and then we'll go. So Dann is an experienced producer, entertainment attorney, personal manager, and senior executive. Dann recently produced Israel's 70th anniversary Gala concert and 2-hour TV special in Jerusalem on May 13th, which aired last fall on Trinity Broadcast Network. This year, Dann co-founded Audiosphere with Nelle Nugent. Audiosphere will actively engage audiences in fully dramatized stories that are written, performed, and directed by multicultural A-list talent using state-of-the-art binary technology to capture imagery and universes. So I'm super excited to hear about that. Dann, how are you?
Great. Good to see you. You look great.
You too. So let's just start at the beginning. I'm assuming that you probably went to college and then just went through law school first, right?
That I did. And you don't just say college, you went to USC, Trojan, fight on.
Oh,
I know.
no. All right. So you're a rival. You went to SC, you graduated law school, and then what got you into the entertainment industry?
Well, I started literally in high school promoting concerts in the gym, and then I did it in college. I found it to be a successful way to make money. But also early on, after college, I was just graduating law school, and I met and married a young singer at that time who was singing in bowling alleys, and she was a wonderful Mexican-American with a great family from Chihuahua and Sonora. And I helped build her career. And she won a Grammy for a big hit at that time called It Must Be Him. And then I took her to Mexico, and she's had 5 Grammys. Her name is Vicky Carr, and not a name that would be known by everybody today. But during that period of time, we were married for over 10 years. I signed a lot of other entertainers who were television stars at the time, and music stars. Roger Miller, who was known for his hits of King of the Road, and Larry Gatlin, who's still around, the Gatlin Brothers Band. So I've been doing entertainment law and a member of the California Bar for coming up 49 years, and
wow.
Still actively practice motion picture, television, recording, and publishing.
That's amazing. You know, one of the things that we teach at Leap is don't wait for opportunities, make them. And when you get an opportunity, don't take it, master it. And it sounded like, and I know exactly who Vicky Carr was. She's amazing. It sounded like that's exactly what you did. You know, you married into the entertainment industry, and then you literally made a career out of it.
Well, it was interesting. I grew up my father was a sound and film editor and won Golden Reel and Golden Scissors for sound editing for Spartacus and Lonely and the Brave. So Kirk Douglas was a family friend. My uncle Sam, my mother's brother, Sam Zimbalist, who came from Russia with my mother. Sam went on to produce Ben-Hur, Quo Vadis, King Solomon's Mines, Mogambo, 30 Seconds Over Tokyo. So I used to be on the lot at MGM a lot. And so I kind of grew up in the business, but I was the black sheep of the family because I went to law school.
So in the entertainment industry, were you actually working on like contracts and legal things? I mean, because you also had a management company, right?
Yes, but I've always specialized in recording contracts, publishing, motion picture, television, trademark. We've done all of that, and I have still I've had a larger law firm, and then now we have a small law firm of 3 guys, 2 of which were former head of business affairs at Paramount and Warner Brothers. And they're kind of, I'm the rainmaker, and they like doing this part-time. So I still practice law. And yes, I had a very active management company, although I gave up management later in the more recent years because it's too time consuming to go on the road and travel with the entertainers. So I have a production company. You mentioned I produced Israel's 70th anniversary, and I'm going to produce Israel's 75th anniversary here in Los Angeles. And my first artist that was agreed to be on the show is Barbra Streisand.
Of course. That's awesome. Tell me a little bit about Audiosphere and what that is.
Well, Audiosphere was a brainchild of mine about 3 years ago as the pandemic hit. And it was something that we wanted to do for radio. And it unfortunately didn't resonate as much with the radio people as we had hoped. We had some great writers, we had some great scripts, and we're still kind of, it's in the back burner. We think it's a great idea, and so we're continuing to work on it. But right now, Nelle Nugent is a top Broadway producer and has produced many exciting shows on Broadway. And I'm involved in producing Israel's 75th, plus my practice. And so, and there's one client that is a football star that I do manage by the name of Joe Theismann, and the other is Dr. Art Uleen. And Art is 86. He was on television for 23 years as kind of the go-to doctor at NBC. And Art just climbed Mount Kilimanjaro for the 3rd time at 86.
Wow.
And he's writing a book called Growing Old Without Getting Old.
Well, tell me what Audiosphere will actually be doing.
It'll be doing programming based on drama. I mean, you know, there'll be a series of radio shows with name artists doing the voiceovers, and there'll be a series of drama shows, one following the other. And so it'd be radio drama that you can listen on your car, on your iPhone or on your iPad. And we'll have, you know, a Sirius channel that will have the programming so you can pull it up anytime you're driving your car a long distance. You want to listen to a drama half-hour show. It's that kind of a program.
Do you have any shows slated for it yet?
No, we haven't. They're been written, and we're raising our funding to do production.
Well, when you go to casting, I did voiceovers at ICM for years, and I love doing this stuff. It's super fun. So,
ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Bill. Dr. Bill live.
Here's the funny thing is that when I got a job, I was in what was called the real guy category. So when I got a job as like a real guy, I got scale, like $1,200 a day. But if they booked me as Dr. Bill and it was like a toothpaste or something like that, then of course I got a lot more. But right. I would do it as a real guy, so you don't have to pay me the Dr. Bill thing. I do it just for fun. I love doing it. It's so much fun.
That would be terrific. Thank you.
So, you know, a lot of students that listen to our Meet the Mentor podcast are really interested in kind of the story behind your career. So what is the story behind your career? How did you get into law school? And then how did you literally transition from law into entertainment?
It's a good question, Bill. I went to USC, I graduated, and I was planning to go to law school at USC, and they closed their night program, and I needed to work to put myself through school. So I read an ad that said, visit resort areas and make $200 a week. And I figured, okay, I'll look that up. Turned out to be selling encyclopedias in Bakersfield, Weed Patch, and Arvin, and Atascadero. And I turned out to be the #1 regional sales manager in the United States and did very well selling books. And then I was contacted in my second year of law school to sell cookware to single working girls, which was better than selling encyclopedias to families. And I also did very well doing that. And, you know, when you want something, there's a great expression. I've never seen anybody lose his shirt who's willing to roll up his sleeves and go to work. And so I put myself through law school by selling books first and by selling cookware. It was a great experience. I learned a lot about people. If anybody can get involved in any direct sales, you learn a lot about individual people, about closing contracts, about being open to who you're talking to. I mean, you don't want to change who you are, but if somebody is holy shucks, golly, and all that, you tone down your sophistication. If somebody is a doctor or a lawyer, you know, you want to make sure your game is up because you're talking to somebody with a good deal of experience. And you want to be liked by that person. And if you are liked, it's easier to sell something.
So you had this experience in sales, and I always tell students, learn how to sell, because no matter what business you go into, I mean, as a dentist, as a doctor, whatever you're doing, you're selling something. So you had this great experience in sales. You went to USC, you graduated law school. When you graduated law school, you were planning to go into entertainment law, or just that just kind of happened when you met Vicki?
Actually, 4 guys had the audacity to form their own law firm in the very beginning. One was an attorney at Capitol Records. The other was starting out to manage some artists, and the other was going to focus on real estate. And the 4 of us formed our own firm, and we went right after it and signed some pretty important people at the time. Paul Williams, Roger Nichols, who wrote the Carpenters hits of We've Only Just Begun, Rainy Days and Mondays, Out in the Country, all of those hits. So we had Roger, and at the time there was a big television star by the name Jim Neighbors, who had a series called Gomer Pyle and a variety show. Phyllis Diller, a comedian, and Jim has passed away. Phyllis has passed away. Paul Williams has gone on to become the head of ASCAP right now, and still a friend that we stay in touch. Vicki Carr, I still represent years later, and she's kind of semi-retired now, but we'll do another tour of Mexico, and I'm in discussions to have her being honored by Kennedy Center Honors.
Nice. So if I were a student listening here and I wanted to have a career like yours in law and entertainment, how would I best prepare myself for doing that?
There are seminars at USC and UCLA on the entertainment industry, and I would attend those seminars because you'll get binders full of contracts. You'll hear people on panels talking about various aspects of the industry. And last but not least, I would try to get an intern at an entertainment firm and get a job.
Now, what happens if I live in Kansas?
I would get a internship at a law office, and I would bring to that law office the fact that I'm studying entertainment law. Contracts. It's always fun when a client will come up to me and say, Danny, I've got this contract. I don't know what to do. I said, you do speak English? Yes. I said, well, the contracts are written in English, so read it one word at a time and you'll understand 90% of it. They kind of blank, oh my God, it's a contract. So if you go to some of these seminars, and you can do them online today on Zoom, and you can buy or get their booklets that have a binder with contracts and things like that. I did that in my early career. It always, and I have them now I've got my own set of contracts and all of that I worked on. But that is truly an interesting way. And today with Zoom, if you're in Poughkeepsie or Des Moines or even Olvera Street, you can do it through Zoom.
Cool. When do you anticipate that Audiosphere will actually launch?
It'll be next year before it launches, because I'm producing Israel's 75th, which will be the end of April in 2023. And Nell has a play opening on Broadway early in the year. So our efforts are really, we have people writing scripts, but our launch for all of that won't be until probably the fall of 2023.
Cool. And if students wanted to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do that, Danny?
Dan, DANN .MOSS@gmail.com.
Perfect. Well,
or Dan Moss Law @gmail.com.
Well, I thank you so much for taking the time, not only for doing this Meet the Mentor, but also for coming to LEAP for the last 5 years and being a mentor in our program. For students that don't know, the program culminates on Friday with something called a mentor workshop, where we bring in about 100 different professionals, and it's like speed dating. You get to sit there for 30 minutes and then rotate to the next person and just ask a bunch of questions. And I appreciate you giving up the time and doing that, and then giving up the time and doing this today as well.
It's a great opportunity. I enjoy it very much. I enjoy the speed dating aspect and meeting all the young men and women that come through. They've got very bright, they've prepared their questions. They know what they're going to ask, and I like it very much.
All right. Hey, Dr. Bill, over and out. Thank you.
Bye now.
To learn more about the LEAP Foundation, go to leapfoundation.com or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/LEAP Foundation or on Instagram @LEAP Foundation. Listen to the Meet the Mentor podcast with Dr. Bill Dorfman on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.